Yeah. So what we have seen in the last lecture? Yes, we have seen a link of this history of satellites, wherein this video is really informative. Wherein this video starts with Sputnik, the very first satellite which was launched by Russia, and then it goes till the you know till date. Oh, how many satellites, which country has been launched, and how many satellites total are there in around the space of Earth. Okay. Then we have seen what are the applications of satellite. Okay, so these are some of the applications which we already know about, right? Mobile services and military and everything, communication, है ना, live coverage, ये वो. Then remote sensing. This also we are completely aware about. Okay. Then very important weather report, of course, weather report. This was something new for me, that water pollution can also be detected by satellites. Satellites can actually tell you how much the ocean, how much the important rivers in the world are polluted. Okay. Then we have seen some of the facts which are actually not included in our syllabus, but I thought they must be, interesting to know. Okay, so I covered those things. Then we have seen what are the frequency allocations of satellite services, because to cover the entire globe by one satellite is not really possible. So the satellite, so we have to divide the regions in the divide the entire globe in three regions, so that region by region the satellites will cover the entire globe. International Telecommunication Union (ITU) is the standard is the organization which decides everything about the communication stuff that happens around the world. Okay. Then we have seen what are the services provided by satellites. Applications and services are nothing but two sides of a coin. Okay. So fixed, broadcast, mobile, navigational, meteorological, all these things we have seen. In fixed satellite, there are nothing but existing telephone networks and television signals for cable companies. Okay, we have discussed this. Broadcasting, it is nothing but direct to home, that is Dish TV, Tata Sky, whatever we use today. These are nothing but direct to home satellite services. Satellites will directly connect to the dish which is set up on your roof, and it will directly provide you the mm, channels. Mobile services, of course, we know this. Navigational, yes, GPS is the very important, and we when we use this in our day-to-day lives to detect, to find out cake shops near me, beauty parlors near me, and all these things. Then these are some frequency bands which are being allocated. Okay, yeah. So these are the things. Okay. Now, we have also okay, till now whatever before this, up to this slide, things are uh, important if you are going for any competitive exam. Okay. So so these things which are apart from our syllabus, we need to know. From this slide onwards, which what starts is our syllabus. Okay, so if you guys are in final year now, so if you guys are planning to give any competitive exams regarding Indian engineering services and everything, or ISRO related, then some of the facts and some of the things I'll be covering deliberately, so that it will be at least it will go from, it will be there in your mind, it will be there somewhere. If you go for any exam and some question regarding that comes to you in front of you, then you will be able to answer those things. Okay, so because syllabus to sab log hi cover karte hain, but I just want to make sure that everything gets covered up. Okay, so polar orbiting satellite, so we have seen what are the two different orbits of satellite. One is geostationary orbit and the other one is polar orbit. Polar satellite will cover the polar regions, and geostationary satellite will cover the equatorial region. Okay, so these are some of the characteristics of polar orbiting satellite. You can see this polar orbit is 800 to 900 kilometer above the earth. Okay, it is basically tracks the weather conditions. Okay, and the at polar regions, Antarctica and everything, Arctic regions, it detects basically the ozone layers. What is the situation of ozone layer over there? Because you know that Antarctic and Arctic regions are nothing but the backbones of the entire weather of the entire globe, right? Yeah. Then we have started with the Kepler's law. We have seen what is the first Kepler law. Uh, Before Kepler, Copernicus has suggested one theory that the satellites or the planets who move around the sun are traveling a circular orbit. And for 2000 years, this theory was followed by all the scientists. But after that, 2000 years after, Kepler came and he observed, and he stated that it is not the circular orbit, it is the elliptical orbit. So after that, after Kepler, Sir Isaac Newton again carry forwarded his entire work, and he worked on these laws. Okay, and after that we came to know with the gravitational theory and everything, all those things. Okay, so this was a brief theory of these Kepler's law, a history of these Kepler's law. Okay, so yeah, first is this. Then second law says that uh, in the given time, the um, area covered by the satellite around the sun is equal. If the two times are equal, let's in this figure you can observe, in 1 month A1, in the same in 1 month A2, A1 will be equal to A2. So this is the Kepler's second law, and that's all about this last lecture. Okay, now let's just move on to our today's lecture. I hope that all of you are also aware of the government exams, uh, which which are coming. Okay, so on 10th of February, Union Public Services exams forms are going to be out. So if any one of you are interested into it, then you can go for it, because Indian Engineering Services exams, I think in January there was last date of Indian Engineering Service exams, car date, I think, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so this is again a very nice opportunity to one of my seniors. Uh, he is working in Airport Authority of India, and he right now he is posted in Andheri, the main Mumbai airport station, wherein they get to operate all the uh, busy airport of Mumbai, and also the army base, the Kulaba base, army base is there in Kulaba. So all the air traffic they get to handle over there, and since it is airport authority, he also gets transferred after every 3 years to various cities over India, and he gets to the very first posting which he got after he cleared the exam and after his training period got over was in Shillong. So for 2 years he was in Shillong, and it was really nice experience he got over there. He used to tell us about his experience and everything. So right now he is posted back in Mumbai, and he has again the internal exams of Airport Authority of India, and then after clearing all those exams, he automatically gets the promotion. So he doesn't have to wait for someone's mercy to give him promotion. Okay, or he doesn't have to do chamchagiri for promotions and everything. It's whole and soul depends on his hard work and his intelligence that he covers the exam and he gets the promotion. Okay, so again I have given you the idea about this exam. So under the roof of Indian Engineering Services, there are various other various sub services which get covered. So if you go to Indian Engineering Services exams portal, you will be able to see what are the different sectors in which you can apply for. Okay, for open category at the till the age of 33 you can apply, and for others I have I think up to age of 38 I think you can apply. It's like that. So you can go for it. Okay, yeah. So let's start with today's lecture. Okay, this is my favorite picture, so that is why I'm going to keep this picture for every lecture. So you will be seeing this picture, okay, in every lecture. So what we are going to study today? Yeah, basic concepts of orbital elements. Okay, yeah. So yeah, what we have remained with Kepler's third law. Okay, so Kepler's third law states that the square of the periodic time of orbit is proportional to the cube of the mean distance between the two bodies. Square of the periodic time of orbit is proportional to the cube of the mean distance between the two bodies. The mean distance is equal to the semi-major axis A. Okay? So what is the form of this equation? This is the form of equation. A cube is equals to mu upon n square, where n is the mean motion of the satellite in radians per second, that is nothing but periodic time, and mu is the Earth's geocentric gravitational constant. So this is the equation of Kepler's third law. Okay. So these Kepler's laws are also important. Okay. So this is the value of mu 3.98 10 raised to 14 meter cube per second squared. So this over here we are finishing our 3 laws of Kepler. Okay. Done. Now we are heading towards the definition of some terms, okay, regarding or satellite orbit. Okay. Okay. Does anyone want to take the screenshot of this or have to note down? Then I'll give some time. Does anyone want to do it?
Ma'am, you will share slides, no?
Yeah, I will share. I will share. Okay. Then let's move on. Okay. Now, whatever the terms that I'm going to cover from now onwards, they are very important. Why? Because they are going to come in picture in the entire syllabus till the 6th module. So after covering all these terms, I will again give a complete recap of all the terms, because we can't confuse between these terms. Okay, so carefully listen to what these terms are going to tell us about. Okay, okay. So apogee, perigee, then satellite path. Okay, these are some terms, and further terms will be coming over there. So sub-satellite path. What is this sub-satellite path? This is the path traced out on the Earth's surface directly below the satellite. Again, sub-satellite path is path traced out on the Earth's surface directly below the satellite. I hope you have got the idea about the sub-satellite path. Okay. Okay. Let's just move on to apogee and perigee. Whatever you say, apogee, perigee, whatever it is. Okay. So you can see in this diagram what these two terms are meaning. Okay. Now, Jageshwar, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Jageshwar, can you define apogee by just looking at this diagram? Jageshwar, are you listening to me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes or no? Can you define it or not?
The point point in the orbit of the moon or the satellite at which it is farthest from the earth.
Very good. Very good. Okay. And now, Dhruvin. Dhruvin, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Dhruvin, define perigee.
The this point at which it is closest to the Earth.
Yes, very good. So over here in this example now, they have given us the uh, idea regarding moon. Moon is also a satellite of Earth, right? It is a natural satellite of Earth. And what we are talking about is we are learning about the entire like natural and artificial satellites of Earth. So yes, apogee is a point wherein it is the farthest distance or farthest point of the satellite from the earth. Okay, ellipse may there will be a point wherein satellite will be far away from the earth, that is the farthest point, and there will be a point wherein it will be closest to the earth, that is nothing but perigee. Yes, very good. Now next concept is line of apsides. Now what is this line of apsides? Joining, this is the line joining perigee and apogee through the center of the earth. Okay, so you can see in this particular diagram, here it is apogee, here it is perigee, and this is the line which is coming, which is going through the center of the earth. This is the mass center of the earth, you can see over here, and it is joining the 2 points. This is the line of apsides. Okay, next is ascending node. Now this ascending node is denoted by sigma. Okay, sorry, rho. This is denoted by rho. The point where the orbit crosses the equatorial plane. The point where orbit crosses the equatorial plane going from south to north. That is called as ascending node. Now over here you can see in this diagram, this is the globe of earth. Okay, where is equator? Here it is equator. Okay, this is your equator. Now point where orbit crosses equatorial plane. Now what are there will be of course 2 points wherein the orbit will cross the equatorial plane. So over here polar orbit, where the polar orbit is crossing the equatorial points. So these are the 2 points wherein the orbit is crossing equator, right? Now when you go from south to north, it is called as ascending node, and when you come from north to south, it is called as descending node. So ascending node means point of intersection of orbit of at equator from south to north, and descending node is a point of intersection of orbit with the equator coming from north to south. Understood this much, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Now, next 2 points are prograde and retrograde orbits. Okay. Now, Abhishek, can you hear me? Abhishek Sonawne, can you hear me? I think Abhishek must have logged in and he must be sleeping. Okay, take. Dhanraj, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So Dhanraj, can you just guess what will be prograde orbit and retrograde orbit by just looking at this diagram?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
The orbit which is going from southwest to the east north direction, it is called as
Okay.
a prograde orbit,
Uh-huh.
and the orbit which is going from southeast direction to the uh, northwest direction, it is called as a retrograde orbit.
Okay. Very nice try, Dhanraj. Very nice. So let's just look at what is prograde and retrograde orbit. These are nothing but prograde orbit is an orbit in which the satellite moves in the same direction as that of the Earth's rotation. So your try is also very nice. I like the try. But what is the actual orbit? What is the actual definition of prograde orbit? Just look at this diagram. Prograde orbit. Orbit in which satellite moves in the same direction as that of the Earth. Right? Now how Earth will move? Earth moves like this. You can see over here this particular arrow is showing the rotation, the direction of rotation of Earth. And you can see satellite moves like this. So along with Earth's rotation, in the same direction it will be moving. Whereas retrograde is exactly opposite to the Earth's rotation orbit, right? So retrograde, an orbit in which the satellite moves in a direction counter to the Earth's rotation. Counter to the Earth's rotation means opposite to the Earth's rotation. Okay? So these are the two, again, definitions of new two orbits. Okay? We have seen polar orbits, geostationary orbits. Very important orbits. Now we have seen prograde orbit, retrograde orbit. Okay? Then we have seen what is apogee and perigee. Apogee, whatever it is. Whatever you want to pronounce it, you pronounce it. Okay, now line of nodes. We have seen line of nodes over here. It is nothing but the point joining ascending node, line joining ascending node and descending node. Okay, so this is nothing but line of nodes. Now what is inclination? Angle between the orbital plane and the Earth's equatorial plane. Okay. Now we have seen perigee. Now there is one parameter to measure or to use the perigee to measure the angles. That is called as argument of perigee. What is this argument of perigee? The angle from ascending node to perigee measured in the orbital plane at the Earth's center in the direction of satellite motion. अभी ये बहुत बड़ा है, ये क्या समझ में नहीं आ रहा है ना, कुछ है ये, ठीक. चलो देखते हैं इसका डायग्राम. ठीक है. Now you know what is argument of perigee, omega. ठीक है. So see, where is omega? Omega is here. Okay. Now, what is orbital plane? This is your orbital plane, because here is your satellite. Just a minute. Yeah. So this is the satellite. This is the plane of equator. Okay. Now this is the orbital plane. And what is omega? It is the angle between the line of nodes and perigee point. So let's just understand its definition. Angle from ascending node to perigee. Angle from ascending node. Ascending node क्या है? Going from south to north. Just a minute. Now, what is this row? This ascending node. So over here you can see these things have been pointed out. Okay. Now, what is mean anomaly? Mean anomaly M gives an average value of the angular position. Mean, just a second guys, I'm very sorry. Yeah. So, extreme, sorry. Mean anomaly M gives an average value of the angular position of the satellite with reference to the perigee. Okay. Then what is true anomaly? True anomaly is the angle from perigee to the satellite position measured at the Earth's center. This gives the true angular position of the satellite in the orbit as a function of time. Okay. Now, yeah. So once again, let's just go back and see these terms again, okay, before heading towards next points. Okay, you guys read, I'm giving you time. Okay, I'll just change the slide after 2 minutes. Yeah. So next slide is ascending node and descending node. Then this retrograde and prograde orbits, along with the Earth's rotation and opposite to the Earth's rotation. Then inclination, line of nodes, argument of perigee, mean anomaly, anomaly, actual position or actual angle or actual satellite position. Okay? Mean anomaly is mean average value of angular position. Then orbital elements. Okay? So these are the 6 orbital elements: semi-major axis, eccentricity, mean anomaly, argument of perigee, inclination, and ascending nodes. There can be a question of 5 marks to describe orbital elements. Okay, they are also called as Keplerian element set. Okay, so we have already seen these things. Then what do you mean by apogee and perigee heights? Okay, uh, so these are nothing but, okay, so how to calculate these heights? Okay, heights means what? This is the distance of these points from Earth's surface or equatorial Earth surface. The length of the radius vectors at apogee and perigee can be obtained from these two equations. RA is nothing but apogee radius vector, RP is nothing but perigee radius vector. A into 1 plus E and A into 1 minus E. E is the eccentricity and A is semi-major axis of the ellipse. You know that, right? Okay. Now, this is one sum from Dennis Roddy, wherein they have calculated the heights. See, we haven't still calculated the heights of apogee and perigee. These are just equations of radius vectors of apogee and perigee. Okay? Now, just concentrate on this equation, sorry, this particular sum. What does it say? Calculate the apogee and perigee heights from the orbital parameters. Assume a mean Earth radius of 6,371 kilometers. Okay, so there was some table, okay, before this sum in the book, wherein eccentricity value is this, and the semi-major axis value is this. A is the semi-major axis. Now by using HA is the height of apogee and HP is the height of perigee. So we have to use these two radius values to calculate these heights. So before, by using these two equations, we have to calculate the radius parameter values. So put these values and in these two equations, and we get RA and RP value. And by using that, now what is capital R? Capital R is nothing but the mean Earth radius. Okay? So this RA minus mean Earth radius and RP minus mean Earth radius. So these are the heights of apogee and perigee from the Earth's surface. Okay? Hope you guys have understood the concept of apogee and perigee. Okay, heights. Okay, so just note down these equations and this sum fast. 5 minutes. Chalo. Just tell me to change the slide once you are done with this slide.
Ma'am, done.
Okay.
Ma'am, done.
Okay, fine. Okay. So, okay. I have shared one YouTube link video in chat. Just check the chat box to understand this apogee, perigee, then angle of inclination and everything. All these concepts are given over there properly by using visual effects and everything. So just go to that link and what I'll do, I'll share this slide. Yeah, I'll share, make the slide on so that you just have a look to the definition and then you go to the that link. Okay? I'm giving you time to watch that link. Chalo. Hello guys, sorry to interrupt you. Just go to the second link, not the first link. Okay? Just now I have shared one link, 1054. Just go to that link. Okay?
Ma'am, done watching the video.
Okay. I hope you guys have watched the second video as well. I think it's a longer video, 10 minutes and 14 seconds video. You can watch that video again afterwards because it's really interesting. The first video has no audio, it just shows you the inclination angles and everything. But the second video is really fruitful to watch. Okay? So now Kalpana ma'am and Seema ma'am must be waiting for the next lecture. Chalo, bye bye. I have downloaded your attendance. Okay? I'll stop the recording over here.